And we're up and running. Can you do a little mic check for me?
Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. I can count.
Perfect. Let's
Check
go.
check check.
Let me take over the stage with not such a great news today. The was it the ton trade that I was expecting for it to bounce back up? Remember that we were talking about almost getting closer to break above that zero line. It did not broke above the zero line. It rejected out of the zero line. It kept, yes, a green money flow, but still pretty low. So it rejected out of the area that we were expecting. Yes, it did range as expected, but it ended up breaking down right now as we speak. In fact, in the last 1 hour, it's been breaking down. So just wanted to make sure that if you guys are following along this trade and you were looking on into this one, well, we didn't have the breakout of the zero line, so that was a hold. And then the next area of interest, it's gonna be right here on the 00 or 15.3K. All right. Not only because we have an empty spot in here, which make it a very interesting, a very nice area for a smart money entry. I mean, smart money to enter there, but also if you take a look at these zone 2, well, it's the center in between these pump. If we pull the Fibonacci, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get a golden pocket or a 50% retracement out of this pump. Well, I'll make that exercise in a second. But not only is the center in here, we are also hitting the purple line. Usually when I hit the purple line, it's one of those indicators that basically I don't look at anything else. And I do decide to jump in with the purple line for a reversal on the purple line. Caveat here, guys. Caveat really important. Warning. Not because, I mean, when it just hits the purple line, I do open an opposite trade, all right? Very important. If I'm just guiding myself along with that purple line, it's a very small trade, high leverage. Why that? Because it's casino money. All right. Remember, it's always good to have confluence. Remember, confluence is the name of the game, or confluence. How would you say it?
Confluence, man. Fuck
Confluence. Let's
those
go.
Texas people, man. It's not confluence. You got to be retarded to say it that way.
All right. I'm just here learning English. I'm not discussing that. I'm here
Don't
to
say
learn.
confluence. Are you from
Confluence.
Alabama?
No, but actually, my English was born on Michigan. I don't know how close to that is. I don't know. Maybe. But to me, that
Yeah.
sounds way better than confluence. Right? Not confluence.
You ever watch Joe Dirt?
No, I haven't. Is
That's
it getting good?
it's horrible, but it's funny.
All right. Well, then I guess I just watch a video or two of it just, to be in tune. All right. So, really quickly, guys, if you're just basing your entry based on the predictive ranges purple lines, remember that in my case, right? You don't need to do the same thing, but in my case, it's going to be a small position, high leverage, because I'm counting just for the retracement in the same candle. All right. But when I use it in multiple areas of confluence, for example, right here on this smart money entry to my right, where I have the purple line and also I have the dynamic reactor. And not only that, if you guys remember, we also had right there a soft order block, that right now has become a high order block. So putting everything together, you'll see that it's not exactly on the purple line. It's a little bit off the purple line, more like almost between that high order block in the purple line, so somewhere around 199. So let's go ahead and add an alert so I don't forget about it. And also, I'm going to be adding another alert right here because lately the altcoin season has been pulling short the drops on those coins. So I don't want to get completely out of the game. All right. So what's going to be the idea of for me putting in an early alert in both areas? It's going to be saving myself in case this does not comes all the way down. Well, I can catch it on the way up. All right. But very important, this is the hopium scenario. All right. Yes. I'm looking for a long out of this area, but remember, previous resistance becomes new. I mean, previous support becomes new resistance, right? And guess what? We have another smart money entry here that before was ignored, and maybe, and just maybe, on the way up, could be recalled. So once we're here, we'll analyze once again, and most likely it's going to be highly, highly, highly dependent. If we are back above that zero line right here, let me draw it for you because it's not in here anymore. So let's just click it, double click it, and make sure it's at zero, of course, because that's the zero line. And make sure that we locked it. So if the ribbon is above that zero line and the money flow it's back at green, well, we're back, baby. And I'm going to be longing it all the way to the previous high at the high order block and the previous trend line. Remember, it's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. And then off we go. But so far, just want to clarify what's going on right now, since in the 4-hour time frame, it is moving, and we've been waiting already for 2 weeks on this trade, right? So it would be a bummer to get into the zone and just for a technicality not to enter, right? So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Remember, as Alex mentions, trading, it's waiting. And one more, which is Sky AI or Sky AI or what. However that is pronounced, I have no idea. I just found it on the top movers on, what was it, CoinMarketCap. So if you go to CoinMarketCap really quickly, just so you know where I'm at, and you go to Icon Index, well then that's it. I just pick it because, looking for some degen entries. All right, so getting here, perfect. I was looking for this entry right here. As you can see, my alert was not hitting this area, but totally was hitting the same area that I was expecting. There we go. Bounce back up, back at this area right there, and then, well, it's coming back around. It's coming back down. So right now we are holding that zero line. I believe that we're going to break it. And despite we have a breakout retest, we have a sell signal. I'm going to be waiting for these soft order block to disappear. One more. There it is. Bounce. And then our short will be completed. So heads up, guys, because we are back for the possible short on Sky or whatever that is. All right. So heads up in there. Let me pass it over to you, Alex, and let me know, how was your morning? Yeah, brother. Love it. And what's up in the markets today? I wasn't able to be on your show today in the morning. I woke up late.
It's bro, you haven't seen the data today?
No, I haven't. Great
Are
cuts.
you kidding me?
Yeah, I haven't.
PPI data, okay, today came in the highest it's ever been since 2022. Normally it's under 0.8%. It came in at 1.4% today, bro. Inflation data, producer price inflation. Look at this chart. PPI data.
Holy moly. Holy fuck.
And the market is dumping, baby.
Let's go.
And guess what? I took a short when it came out, and in 7 seconds, I made $900.
Let's fucking go.
So, happy days, right? Bitcoin breaking down.
Let me see if we're
Right?
in tune. Big PPI, right? So PP in your eye, as you mentioned, love that. It's a very big PP in your eye, right? So
Yeah,
what does
total. They call it a mushroom slap.
Oh,
You
love it. Yes.
If this is your face, right? Look, this is me, right? And they got it's like a mushroom, it leaves like a mushroom on your face, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
You like my mullet?
I freaking love it, brother.
I think I'm growing my hair to do it,
Are you serious? For real?
Yeah, man. I'm
That'll
gonna
be
do it for
fantastic.
sure. Yeah, I'm growing it, man.
Let's fucking go.
I'm
Nice.
gonna have a big long hair all the way down.
That'll be
You can call me daddy
fantastic.
when I do it too.
Oh shit. If you do it, I'll call you whatever you ask me to, bro.
Okay. I identify as profitable.
Let's go. Nice.
That's me. Yeah.
Joe Dirt, they said. Love it.
Yeah.
So let me ask
Well, I
you.
got the mullet.
Mhm.
Yeah. What
Let me ask you a
question?
question about the PP in your the PPI data, right? So, in all seriousness,
Mhm.
that means that inflation is going up. So, what is it, or what does the government, not specifically government, right? But I think you know where I'm going, needs to do in order to control the PPI data to
Cut
counteract? So, what is the next
hike
step?
rates.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we'll see.
But look, the data came out, the market dumped, and now look, the Nasdaq doesn't give a shit, man.
No, it doesn't.
It's like, okay, who cares? AI bubble, keep buying it. So the normal effect has happened on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's breaking down. The Nasdaq doesn't give two smacks, bro. It's right back up to all-time highs again, into the big range. Okay?
I see.
Any pullback on the Nasdaq is for buying, bro. It's this AI narrative. You have an inverse head and shoulders here. You're just gonna do this, and then you're gonna go all-time highs again. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's like it's a FOMO trade. Nobody wants to miss out on it. And that's what's happening right now. So Bitcoin's dying. Meanwhile, the S&P still making beautiful. Look, the news came out. It dumped this morning, and now it's right back to the highs again. Right? Crazy. So it doesn't really matter what we want. The market's in full denial mode right now of inflation. It's a K-shaped economy, which means that the rich are getting richer because they own assets, and the poor are staying poor because there's high inflation and there's low job creation, right? So
That's
for
right.
me, it's if you want to be the wealthy, you got to own like the wealthy. Now, what do you see on this chart? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see this pattern, everybody. This is called an Adam and Eve pattern, an Adam and Steve pattern, okay? And this is bearish. Look at that straight line. That's pretty good. And this says we're coming to 76,000. Okay? Just saying. Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. So watch out. This is topping structure. This is a bearish pattern. Okay? You can see it's having its full effect on the market right now. So it's something that I am very aware of, because it definitely breaks down quite aggressively here. So what is the plan, right? Like, okay, Alex, the market's pumping. Where are we going? How are we looking to get there? So we're at the neckline, really, right? Neckline, retest the previous highs. You can see how this has been defended. Okay. So for me right now, if this, then that. So for me, I'm looking for pullbacks for buying. Okay. I have a pink box down here looking for a retracement to 79,000, 78,000. Looking for this thing to come into here and bounce. Okay. That would be ideal. You can see all the liquidity down here. You don't have to have a magnifying glass. It's pretty obvious. We haven't gotten into our 84 target. We've hit our previous yearly pivot level up here at 81. This was my measured move for this move. We've hit it, so I'm happy to short it if it does present the opportunity again. I shorted it this morning, and now I'm looking for pullbacks because I'm still bullish in this sense. You see this? Like, I mean, crazy bullish. I mean, I've taken lots of good altcoin trades. I mean, did you see my injective trade, bro? I mean, I think I showed you last week.
Yes.
Did you see what it hit today?
Holy
90%
moly.
profit, bro.
Holy shit.
Fucking crazy,
Fucking
right?
crazy.
And I took
Yes.
the trade down here, right? Way back in end of April, right? I also gave the re-entry to Chart Prime right here. And it went up 22% today. Okay? Insane. Insane. So there's opportunities. You got to set the trap, right? And be prepared. With anything right now, it's if you take the trade, pay yourselves, right? Like it's not a easy market to trade right now. When we're looking at this, it's all over the place and it's very driven by news, which means anything can happen, right? So that means that you must be taking profits. You must be putting stop loss to entry. You must be doing these things in order to maximize your profitability in this market. Yesterday was my first red day in 17 days. Okay, I overtraded yesterday, and I got stopped out multiple times. I lost $1,400. I'm up almost 3,000 today. Okay, so I mean, my losses outweigh, or my wins outweigh my losses, but it's a very crazy market, right? We're not all going to be phenomenal traders in this environment. What our job is to do is to pay ourselves and manage our risk. So patience in here. We'll see where we get to. What I would be looking for is pullbacks are for buying. When we look at this, when Bitcoin's down almost 2% today, Solana's down 3% today, and you've been wanting to get into some of these altcoins and you think there's an opportunity here, maybe start to think about dollar cost averaging into some of the winners. I still think Solana can go to 116, 120. I'm always a buyer on Solana, depending, especially on days like this. I love days like this, right? For me, long-term bags are being filled and accumulating, right? So you got to have conviction. How do you use fib expansion on silver, second all-time highs? Okay, I'll show you. So if we go over to silver, okay, let's go and take a look at silver. Let's get rid of all the Etch-a-Sketch in here. I mean, silver. Ooh wee! What a trade! And we whooped silver's ass again, which was a great trade in here. Pullback continuation trade. So you're looking for expansion, Shell? You're looking for expansion. So what are you looking for the target move of this move here? Or are you looking for the target move of like this move here? 1 or 2? 1. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so the way you use fib expansion levels, there's 2 tools. You can use a fib tool, which will give you high to low and expansion levels, and you're typically targeting your 1, 6, 1, 8 to 2. Okay, or you can use trend-based fibs where you go from low to high to low, and you can also look for your 1, 6, 1, 8 to 2. Okay, this is how you get expansion. So in this case, you would be looking at this move here. So you're going to use both your tools for this move up here. So you would go swing high to swing low. Okay, you've hit your 272, so you've hit your first target. Look, you've gotten a nice reaction there. $90, $95. So that would be your local expansion levels. Okay, then you would use your trend-based fib. You would go from low to high to low. And you would see that you've hit your 1618. Your 786 is still up at that level. And then your 1-to-1 is just above there at 96. Okay, so those would be your targets. You see how I use those tools? So you go low to high to low. That's your trend base, right? You go high to low for your fib extension levels. And you can use that all throughout. Okay, so these are your targets. 95. I'll just screenshot and share them in. And you've hit your first target here. So those are your 3 levels for expansion levels, right? Then you're generally going to be looking at your major resistance of the range, which would be your swing high to swing low. So you go swing high to swing low. And you would look for that $100 psychological level as your maximum take profit area for your full Fibonacci retracement. And that would be this move here. Okay, so 100 should be your like final TP. You've already hit TP1, right? And then if you're looking to expand out of this area, right, then you're looking for silver to get all the way up into 150 to 160. That would be your first major stop up above. So you'd be looking to hit this area up in here for your next level of expansion. Okay. You could also, for the higher term time frame here, you could also find your low, which would be basically down here. Let's go on a 12-hour, give us more macro outlook here. Yeah, so you would find your low. I would consider your low for this trend-based move. Let's go daily. That's an established low. So we go daily, and then you would go from your low here to your high here to your low here, and that would be your you'd be looking to expand all the way to $270. Okay, so that's how you would do it there. You just have to have defined rules for your lows. You could even use this as a low, but it's not below this trend base. So that's invalidated. So you go to your next low, which I consider a low requiring 2 red candles in a row. We do not have 2 red candles in a row all the way up here. Okay, you can see you have 1, 2 candles in a row, 1, 2 candles in a row. That defines this as a low. Okay, no 2 candles in a row, no 2 candles in a row, no 2 candles in a row. This is valid, but it's above the low, so that wouldn't be your trend. Your trend would start from here to the high to the low, and that would be your expansion levels, and you would look to get to $270. Okay, and that's how you use fib extensions. Very useful. What's very useful as well is if you look here, guys, I've warned you guys about this. Okay, you may see Alex O Crypto's chart look like an Etch-a-Sketch. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Show me your P&L, I'll show you mine. We look at a swing high to swing low. We are hitting our 1618 extension level. Okay, this is toppy area for the S&P. Okay, don't get it twisted. We are very overextended here on our S&P 500. And if we take our macro outlook and we go swing low to swing high to swing low, you can see that we are coming into, let me get rid of this one. We are coming into our 0.5382 area. So this is starting to extend as well. Okay, so coming into some crazy highs here. I've been looking at shorts from, I've been looking for this thing to be overextended. You can see that I have it marked out on my short-term time frame here on the S&P 500. You can see the big ass box and the green line that I have if I zoom in here. All right, green line, big red box up top here. So looking for the S&P to maybe climb a little bit more. Not much. I mean, that's a lot. That's 2% move on the S&P 500. It's trillions of dollars. Don't get it twisted. But we are starting to get into overextended territory. There's your little fib master class. I didn't think, I would say I'm best at fibs and VWAP. I mean, I'm your dude.
Oh, absolutely. Let me give you a couple of tips and tricks after the master class in here that maybe can help you out on press or doing maybe more automated things. So let me show you a couple of things that I would do personally, or that I actually do personally. On silver, just to name something, right? I add two, and let me show you. This is the same extension, right? This is the fib extension, low to high to low, right? Exactly that. But look at that. I use dynamic reactor, and also I use predictive ranges. All right. And let me show you how predictive ranges. This is a predictive ranges golden, very close to the golden pocket right here. Next predictive ranges to the next golden pocket extension, and next predictive ranges to the next golden extension. Important when we're talking about predictive ranges is that it's using predictive math. Right? What kind of predictive math is talking about the same kind of math that you would use to predict numbers of lottery. So you're using statistics, right? So what happens with that statistics versus the Fibonacci? You are nailing down or adjusting the extensions, because Fibonacci is a consecutive number based on, well, the golden ratio. So Long story short, I would adjust my taking profits based on both predictive ranges and fib extension, just as a quick setup there for you, if that helps.
Magic.
All right. Let me show you a couple of other things that I have in here for you guys. And let's go over the alerts right here. Okay. And well, let me bring up Bitcoin because I know we already have gone over Bitcoin, but let me show you something, right? This is exactly where we left out yesterday, right? And this is to show you guys that when you're using your indicators, when you're using a methodology, doesn't matter the methodology, right? As long as you are using something over and over and over, and you use the data points, okay, you're gonna get very similar analysis. So if you guys remember, we had this trend line, right? And what I mentioned is that we already had the lower high. If you guys remember, I had a short, right in here. Oh, come on. What was that? All right. I had a short right there, a little bit below, right there. And it went up and took me out. That was a long, but it was supposed to be a short, right? So it went, took me out, and then come back down and it hit the trend line right here. And I told you, guys, if it goes back up and takes me out, that's fine. I just don't have enough confirmation. I will be looking for a lower low. And remember that that lower low area was right here. Okay. Guess what's going on right now? We're breaking the lower low or creating the lower low. Another important thing I was drawing where that dynamic reactor would be, right? Because remember, we need to extend dynamic reactor and see where would that impact would be. And Alex, you mentioned that you had a pin box, if I'm not mistaken, or the next area. You mentioned you're still bullish, you're looking for retracement. What was your point? What was your average zone?
Or where?
On Bitcoin.
On Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Buy zone, like overall?
Yeah, so you were looking for a retracement 2 and then a possible entry for long.
Yeah, so 79,000, we're coming to sweep the lows right now. And then 78, 145, sweeping those lows is my next level from there.
Absolutely. So guys, let me show you how if I draw this line, it is right in between the 78, right? 78, 900 and 78, 400, right? So this is just to show you how, and I love how we trade very differently, except when we do like the trend line thing, but I think that's basic. But we look at different things. He trades the 1, 3, 5, 12, 15 minutes. I trade 4-hour daily, right? And we end up having some of the great setups at some big support areas, some confluence areas, right? So as you can see, it doesn't matter really what you're doing, as long as you keep doing it over and over and over using data sets or data points, you're going to get good results. All right. So really quickly on Bitcoin, looking for this area, the dynamic reactor to be taken. I'm going to be looking for a very small bounce. And right now we can already adjust our trend line right here. Another important thing that I would be doing is configuring my market dynamics in here to give me automated trend lines, right? So let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to be adding it to something that is not already too loaded. Let's go over here and see how this one works. All right, I think this would be kind of like a good one because it's not that loaded. Oh, it's already there. All right, so we already have configured our trend line. As you can see, it has already measured the trend line. Soon, we're going to be seeing this trend line start appearing, all right? And most likely it's going to be when we are hitting the SW area right here, okay? So be patient. At this moment, I believe that this is going to be a very important area to bounce out of this area, maybe lower low. Or breakout retest. Remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, preparing for first long, then short up in here. So a next big movement's coming. Be patient, and I think that will be playing out very, very nicely. Let's go over near and just. I think we have just enough time, of course. So really quickly, I was expecting that Head and Shoulders we had a higher high, all right, but it's coming back down in here. And well, we did bounce out of that neckline once again. Right here we have a goose head. Important with this goose head, this would be one of the exceptions. So let me just clear this up because it's just way too messy. All right, and this was it. So the Head and Shoulders being shoulder, head, and I was expecting that to be the shoulder and being this the target. All right. So we have a little bit of a Quasimodo head and shoulders. Important with this goose head, I would be skipping using that goose head. Why? Because it was supposed to be right? Little retracement, further move to the upside. Great, that's playing out, but it's out of phase. It's not that further move to the upside is not on the peak, it was on the head. So it went early, which at this moment should be farther move to the downside. All right. So be careful, do not let it fool you in this time. This goose head is out of phase. Why? Because when we are at the peak, I would say little retracement, further move to the upside, bigger retracement. But I believe that it played out early. All right, so keep your eyes on it. I think we're going to come back to the neckline. Let's lock it and add an alert to it, of course. And remember, at this moment, you can start also adding your automated trendline support and resistances on your market dynamics. Let's go ahead, turn it on and see if we have anything that might not be on my radar. So let's wait for that. All right, perfect. And yes, look at that. We have one of those trend lines that was not on my radar. We are right on the support. So if we break below the trend line in here, we're going to get into the mother's milk support zone. So getting here, breakout, retest, then continuation to money flow POC. So be aware, we might get a short on its way on near. And finally, just I was looking for a farther move to the outside. We did have the very first target right here, even a little bit farther up that I was expecting on the first move. We are right now looking for the secondary move. Remember that our target is R2 before we start creating a new swing range. And then the next one, which also pairs with, should be the predictive ranges. So let me find those and add them, of course, to the charts. Come on, come on. All right, perfect. We have a predictive range right here, and the secondary predictive range, it's a little bit higher right there. So as you can see, right below that purple area, remember that extended mouth, the extended peak goose head. We do still have that momentum. So I do believe that we're going to keep going upwards. If you did not cut it right here on this little pause that we had, this is not the time. All right, you need to wait for another pause or look for the short. So be careful. We just might keep moving upwards, but I do believe that we're going to have that retracement somewhere in between 0.94 and 0.99 or 97. So that's what I got so far on the altcoins. Alex, anything else that you're looking at before we wrap the class up?
Dump it, man.
Dump it.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like it's nasty out there. I think we need to go much lower. I think a little bit of humble pie here. Bitcoin's rolling over as we speak. 79,000 being hit, coming into our buy level. The only reason why we press buy here is when we get reversal structure, right? We don't have reversal structure. So in my opinion, you jump on short, safe as possible. You pay yourselves on the way down, and then enjoy your profits. I mean, right now it's no reason to fight a trend, right? Your trend is your friend. So you look for this thing to roll over and continue to roll over and till proven otherwise. I mean, the S&P is pushing up, but I mean, if the S&P decides to roll over, guess what? It's going to be 2 times worse for Bitcoin and Solana and all your other friends in the crypto world, right? So right now, jump on trend, be safe. I'm short again. I mean, I just keep taking more money, and the market presents these are opportunities too. You know, when we're pumping to the moon, there's times to take money. When we're dumping to the zero, you know, there's times to make money, right? That's the beautiful thing about trading, is that, you know, up, down, all around doesn't really matter. Don't discriminate, right? I mean, take the money when it's there. When you look at it, you know, there's a funny thing that I like to share, and it's always this. It's like, okay, we're going to the moon, guys. We're going to the moon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Take the money and run, kind of deal, right? We're going to the moon. You can go to the moon in both directions. The best thing about shorts is that you go to the moon faster, right? You get paid quicker with shorts, right? So take your money and run. That's the beauty of it, right? So be patient out there. Enjoy your rest of your day. If you're not short, well, just wait for pullbacks, wait for confirmation, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Safe trading, have fun, and we'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And as Alex mentioned, see you guys tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, next week. Actually, next week. Have a great day, guys.
Take care.